What's up, y'all? This is Preston Perry, I'm a spoken word poet from Chicago, Illinois, and I'm happy to be here in South Africa. Identity. I think identity is a very nuanced and a very deep and depth thing. But when I think about identity, I think about not really knowing who you really are until you know the God who created you. I think that most people who don't know the God who created them has an identity crisis, because I think it's impossible for you to kind of know your identity until you know the one who created you. Me personally, I grew up in a single parent household. I grew up telling the culture around me, my neighborhood, gang members kind of shaped a so-called identity in me at an early age. And I grew up struggling with my identity, not knowing who I was as a man, not knowing who I was as a young black man, and especially not knowing who I was in Christ. But it wasn't until I was 19 years old that God saved my life. He captured my heart and saved me with the power of the gospel. And it's only then is when I really began to see what true identity is. And I think what true identity is knowing the God who created you. Because I think when you know the God who created you, I think who you are automatically comes in right perspective. And I think even in that, culturally, God shows you who you are. And I think a lot of times, even in the church, sometimes people will say, "Oh, I'm just a Christian. I'm not an African American." Or "I'm a Christian. I'm not an African. I'm a Christian. God accepts all race." But no, God created all races to image His glory. So I think that me being a Christian and distinctive, and being a black man, I think that is a part of my identity. I think God created me to be a black man to mirror His glory, right? Because when we think about God and when we think about the identity of God, I think we see God not as just this one-dimensional God, but this God who created multi-races. So as a black man, I've accepted the fact that God has created me in His image, and I'm wonderfully made, and that's my identity. Christian first, a black man second. I'm trying to please the Lord.